13 service members are dead, hundreds more injured. For what?
Not much. I reread the memorandum of understanding before I was going to come on. It almost reads like a capitulation to Iran. The goals that we had, and they changed by week, were not met. The Iranian regime is still in power. It's demonstrated now conclusively that it can control the Strait of Hormuz. And their nuclear program has not been affected by all this, as far as we can tell. So we're extending the ceasefire, and we're going through negotiations. It's good that we're talking. It's good that the straits will hopefully be open again. They're not fully open yet, but there is more traffic going through them. But we have a long way to go to getting anywhere near a situation that was better than one we had before Donald Trump started this war.
And that is, for me, Mr. Secretary, a very important part of this, that, you know, we've all kind of done that thing where we wind up where we started and you're like, okay, I'm back where I started. This is a situation where we could wind up worse than where we were before we started, meaning that the Obama deal that took 2 years to negotiate, you were in the White House, not the White House, you were in that orbit, you know how that space worked, took 2 years to do. This is kind of being made up on the fly, and they send out J.D. Vance. They sort of, he's like a plug-and-play thing. You kind of put him in, you take him out, you put him in, you take him out. Now he's back in. Where's the Secretary of State? Why is the Secretary of State negotiating this? Why is this not a diplomatic resolution to a crisis created by Donald Trump, as opposed to sort of a reality TV performance thing? You've got Trump, and I want to play this sound of Trump praising Rubio and Vance, which I think is about as disingenuous as you can get.
I think that they're doing a fantastic job. Our secretary is fantastic. I think he's maybe going to go down as the best ever. And I thought J.D. Vance this morning was fantastic. I watched his news conference, and from Switzerland, he's a very smart guy. He did a great job.
Yeah, and that's it. You know, pitting these two men against each other politically as well as diplomatically, their roles are very different and their responsibilities are very different relative to the issue at hand. How do you see this deal, since you, as you noted, you've read it, you've gone through it, you understand what it is and what it isn't? How does this get across the line with all the players being interchanged in the process? Who does Iran actually deal with here?
Well, there are negotiators talking to each other, and I think that's a good thing. You're hearing things fairly consistently from the American side about how well it's going. J.D. Vance said not that it's going good, but it's going very good. Very, very good is what he said, whatever the distinction is there. But then the Iranians come out and say that's not correct. The agreement you say we have, we don't have. So I think we've all got to take everything both sides say for a long time with a grain of salt. There is a good chance that we'll be stuck in negotiations for a very long period of time. The 60-day period allows for extensions as necessary. You mentioned the amount of time it took to negotiate the joint comprehensive agreement that came out under Obama, almost 2 years. Iranians are one of the toughest negotiators in the Persian Gulf. I understand from people who've dealt with them a lot. So I think we could be talking for a very long time, but if the straits stay open during that period of time and somehow their nuclear program doesn't move forward, that will be about the best I think we can hope for at this point in time.